Okay, today we've got a body and some arms, and the gold silk PLA arrived, so I decided to go ahead and, since the original color of the robot at the World's Fair was gold colored aluminum, I guess, I went with this. It's the same legs and feet you saw before and motorized bit in there. I did cut the nail heads off and also removed the extra hole that was visible in the last video. I'll give you more of a close-up of this in just a second. Before we do that, let's just get a little bit of run time here. So you can see you've got walking and swinging arms. Okay, so let's talk about what's really going on here. So with the, like I say, with the feet and legs here, removed the redundant hole for the ratchet parts, just reprinted the legs in that. I'm going to be reprinting this motor frame piece, and the reason for that is on the body I'm going to add, right where that little pencil mark is, add a hole there and a corresponding hole in the body so that the two can just be screwed together rather than glued together. Same in the back. So, and I'll remove these original holes. I had these originally in there for a different walking mechanism. They're no longer required. So we'll get rid of the holes, add two holes there, reprint that part. On the body that I've just made, we're going to add a hole here and here, and then we'll add the slide switch hole up here. Here's the where the battery pack's going to go. It's going to be a 2 AAA battery cell holder. The door, as you can see, has one lip that stays out all the time right here, and then this one comes in and out as you slide it. So there's a knob piece, there's a slider piece, and then there's the door piece. So there's 3 pieces, and just a little bit of glue on the knob holds this all together. You simply tuck that in like that, slide it over, and that's going to latch the back on. Now the arms, we're going to talk about the arms. So here's one still assembled in there. So you can see that lever. That lever is what rides on these little nail ends that I put out to cause the arm to move. So basically when the gravity pulls the arm down, you can see the levers all the way back. So when I assemble this, I tip it forward so the arms are all the way forward, then slide all this together. So then when you stand it up, this automatically is going to come back until it finds the pin. And as that pin moves forward and backward, then of course the arm moves forward and backward. Now, the only thing I don't like about this design of doing it that way is, well, even though this isn't really meant for kids, if a kid was to grab it and force the arm one way or the other, they're going to snap, you know, this lever off. Then you'd end up having to 3D print another one and all that. What would be a better solution, instead of having that lever which is held onto the arm from the inside with this hexagonal fit, what would be better is, instead of the hexagonal, is if there was just a small hole in this piece and a screw went in that screwed it into that, and then you could adjust the tightness of the screw till there was enough friction to move everything. But if someone grabbed the arm and turned it, the friction would slip enough that things would move and nothing would break. The problem with that is there's no easy way for other builders. I could do it because I've got some special right angle screwdrivers and things, but there's be no easy way to get to that screw to adjust it and get things right, especially once there's the head glued on here. You're not going to have access from that. When both arms are, you're not going to have access through there. So that means the only access would be through here. It'd be kind of a bitch. Staying with that screw idea though, I could punch a hole in here for the screw to go through, and even recess a large one so the head of the screw is maybe flush with the arm. The only problem with that is it starts detracting further and further from the original bulbous, is that a word? Bulbous shape of the arm. And even though I didn't really capture that bulb shape so much, I think punching a hole and putting a screw there would make it look even less like it. But then again, it is a toy. So I mean, it's an option. I really haven't decided yet. Before I print the arms and hands in gold, I've got to decide whether I want to stay with this simple mechanical lever, or whether I want to recess a hole and put a screw in from here and adjust it, because that would kind of make it unbreakable at that point, or less likely to be broken. Okay, so the arms themselves, if I can get this off out here, the arms themselves have a seam. I designed it as one piece and then cut it. That way this top piece, forget about the hand for a minute, this top piece can print flat on there as one piece, and then this side can print flat as one piece and don't require any supports, and I just glue the two together. Then there's an opening in the end. The hands are printed separately. The hands actually print on your printer upright like this, so we don't need any supports. There's a little tab piece on the end of the hand that's glued down inside the arm. On that one, you print it on your printer to make sure it doesn't fall over. You need to put a raft or a brim, you know, a little circle around it to add some surface area to the hand. So that's where we're at. I'm going to go ahead and reprint the body with the screw mount holes like we talked about, and the switch opening in the gold silk PLA. Reprint this piece in the, it doesn't really matter which print, and this piece is invisible, but since the silk PLA is already loaded in the machine, I might as well use it. But I've got to decide what I'm going to do on these arms. I mean, I know this system works. Maybe I should just go ahead and prototype up another set of arms with the screw on the outside and see what I really think, because I mean, that seems like it's worthwhile having kind of a slip clutch on that arm, so you don't have to worry about it getting broken. Especially if you were going to ship one of these to somebody and maybe the arm was up in the package. So I don't know. Plus the arm didn't have to be put in that position because it's a hexagonal. A person could rotate it to the next position and have the arm sticking way up like this and maybe have it waving. But then again, if you do the slip thing, you can have it in any position you want. So I'm guessing I'm going to try and cat it up with the screw from the outside. May not look as good, but I think it's more functional and safer for the toy overall. Cool thing is we've got several people working on heads, and the best part is if everyone comes up with a head, 2 or 3 different people, you can have your choice. There's no reason it has to be one head for this. We could have it when all the files are on Thingiverse. Pick the head you want, or start with what they got and modify the heads to where you want. You know, that's the beauty of all this stuff. You don't have to build any of this the way any of us are telling you, me or anybody else. Modify it, make it your own. Important thing is to have some fun with it, and if you learn something, that's even better. So see you in the next one. Hopefully that'll be, well, minimum it'll be the new body being able to screw on to the base with a switch. That'll be the minimum, and possibly we'll have different arms to look at that point too.